Okay, let's talk about quadrilaterals. So please title your notes quadrilaterals, and this is notes 6. We're on lesson 6. You have a whole bunch of different types of quadrilaterals here. So make sure you get them all down. Please write the definition of quadrilaterals as well. Closed figure with 4 sides that are line segments. Here are your types: trapezoid, parallelogram, rhombus, rectangle, square. My suggestion, draw this chart and include these pictures. We're going to do a couple examples. Now, make sure you include this for your directions. Classify the quadrilateral. Here is a quadrilateral. It has 4 sides of equal length. These little arrows here show that these 2 sides are parallel, and then these 2 sides, because they each have 2 arrows, are parallel. So this quadrilateral here has 4 sides of equal length. It classifies itself as a rhombus. A rhombus. If you go back to your definitions, 4 sides of equal length is a rhombus, not a square, because a square also has to have 4 right angles. Now this next one has little tick marks showing us that the 4 sides are of equal length, and it also shows us we have 4 90-degree or right angles. So that's right, you guessed it, it's a square. We want to do this little activity. We want to make a quadrilateral, okay? Now, how we're going to do that, my suggestion is kind of fold a piece of paper into a square by its diagonal. That's going to help you. If we take and we cut along one of those corners, just cut along this dotted line here, and you may want to pause and do this, then we're going to show that that quadrilateral makes 2 triangles. We know that there's 180 degrees in a triangle. So if we take 180 degrees plus another 180 degrees, because we made 2 triangles, then we come up with 360 degrees. All quadrilaterals have 360 degrees. Knowing that, we can do this example. We can find the value of x. We can find the missing angle measure here by knowing this whole thing is 360 degrees. If we take and add x plus 129, 129, and 51, the whole thing should equal 360. So I'm going to add these all up. I get 309. Then I'm going to subtract 309 from each side, and I get x equals 51 degrees. Notice, this is a trapezoid. Trapezoids sometimes have 2 angle measures that are the exact same. Okay, so in this case, we have that. We can prove it by this work. Make sure you're showing that work. Okay, let's classify this quadrilateral. This quadrilateral has 2 sides that are parallel and 2 90-degree angles. If I go back and I look, any of these pictures remotely look like that? The trapezoid, because it has exactly 1 pair of parallel sides. So 2 sides that are parallel. So this quadrilateral is a trapezoid. Now it's a special type of trapezoid because it includes right angles. It's called a right trapezoid. This next one, let's classify this. We have exactly 1 set of parallel sides, so this is also a trapezoid. Now I can find the value of x in each of them. We know the total is 360. Here we have a 90-degree angle, a 90-degree angle, and a 115-degree angle. So I'm going to take and I'm going to subtract 180. Those are my 2 90-degree angles. So I'm left with 180, and now I'm going to subtract the 115, and I'm left with 65 degrees. So x equals 65 degrees. Now let's look at this one. I'm going to take 360. I'm going to subtract this 40-degree angle from it, and I get 320. Now I'm going to subtract this 95-degree angle from it, and I get help me out here, 225. Yes, 225. And then my last one, I'm going to subtract this 85 from it, so I get 160. Check my math on that. Make sure x equals 160 degrees. If it doesn't, tell me that tomorrow. Okay, last one we're going to do together. Classify this quadrilateral. Now we don't have to look at all these lines coming out from it, just the shape itself. You guessed it, again, this is a trapezoid. It has parallel lines here. So this is also a trapezoid. This time we're going to be asked to find x, y, and z. We know this angle measure because it matches this one. It has a common symbol, this arc. So we have 78 degrees here. By vertical angles, we can tell what x is. So the measure of angle x is 78 degrees. How can I find y and z? Well, I know z and y are vertical, so once I have one of them, I have the other. Z is supplementary to 78, so is y. Y is supplementary to 78. So I can take 180 minus 78, and I get 102. So y and z equal 102 degrees. Okay, so your notes for today should include those 5 vocab words on the very first slide, the words with the pictures and the definitions. Don't forget the pictures. Then we did 4 practice or example problems, however you want to look at that, together. Okay, make sure you include those. Oh, I think there were 6. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6. Let's change that. 6 practice problems. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow.